Hi, I'm Mars from StrataGames, and today we're playing some more Esper Cryoblade Affinity. This is my stock list that I worked on for several months and have written a guide for in case you're interested in buying that. But we're focused on using Glinthawk and Core Skyfisher to pick up Cryogen Relic is the main reason that we play blue. This is a great draw engine for the deck. I would say one of the best draw engines in the entire format if you get it going. But we can also pick up Tithing Blades, Blood Fountains, or Grim Baubles for some more value, and Refurbished Familiar is a very nice one to pick up as well. We get to play Thoughtcast and Mere Enforcers, hence the Affinity. For removal, in addition to the Tithing Blades and Grim Baubles, we also have 4 Cast Down, 2 Thraben Charm, and a Suffocating Fumes. A couple Metallic Rebukes as well for counter spells. These can be really key against Dust to Dust in Game 2, especially against any white opponent. I like having a lot of Graveyard Hate because Graveyard decks are so prevalent, so in addition to the 2 Thraben Charms, we have a Spell Bomb and we have a Bojuka Bog. And then we play 20 lands. All of the rest of our lands are artifact lands. And when our draw engine really starts going, Raven's Crime can be a really powerful card to take apart our opponent's entire hand. Sideboard, we have some Dust to Dust, Blue Blast, Fairy Macabre, Shrivels, Duress, and Navigator's Compass. So let's take this for a league and see how we do. Thanks to Card Market for sponsoring this video. You can now pick up my comprehensive guide to Esper Cryo Affinity, including 38 sideboard matchups, and I just put out a big update for my Black Sack guide, including a slightly different deck list. I began offering coaching sessions if you're interested in taking your Pauper game to the next level, and I'm accepting deck donations, so if you desperately want me to play a deck that I usually wouldn't play, something like Elves, then you can make me do that for a small fee. I've started posting a league video every single day, not to mention streaming at least a couple times a week on Twitch, but I'm not going to be able to keep that up forever unless I can get a little bit more help from the community. Any of the ways I've just mentioned are great ways to help me out, or you can even subscribe and support me on a monthly basis. All right, round 1 here. We got a pretty good hand. No blue mana or blue spells. We have the Tithing Blade. If we're against any sort of deck that plays creatures slowly, Tithing Blade is going to be really, really strong. And if we're not, then, maybe we will not be in the best spot ever. They play a mountain, but no creature on turn 1, so I think it's probably not Red Rally. More likely, it's going to be Mono Red Madness. Tithing Blade can be decent there. I'm going to play a Spell Bomb, because if they are Madness, they could go for a Sneaky Snacker on turn 2, and I'd like to have a Spell Bomb or a Thraben Charm up, but this obviously uses our mana, commits something to the board. And if they are, in fact, Mono Red Madness, they're going to play some pingers at some point, and our Tithing Blades will get useful. So that's really nice to see. And it lets us now play the Glinthawk, pick this back up. The fact that they know about the fact that we picked it up means that they're not going to just run out of Gutter Snipe or anything like that, but I'm kind of okay if they don't want to do that anyway. If they have to wait for like a Snacker, which I can get rid of from the graveyard, or a Voldarn Epicure, which I can also clear just fine. They grab the prize, discarding a Faithless Looting, which I might take from the graveyard, but probably not right now. Certainly not at the right now, because it's not having any value, and we're not drawing a card off of it. So our opponent passes, and another Glinthawk. I mean, these cards are great, not necessarily exactly what I want here, because we don't have anything we really want to pick up yet. Opponent having some connectivity issues. We'll swing for 2. I think I'm fine if they want to just flashback Faithless Looting. And I'm just going to play a Skyfisher and pick up a land, I think. Replay it. So I can hold up Thraben Charm, but I am limiting, like, one Glinthawk is going to take forever to kill them, obviously, so I'm going to limit the time that I have to take to get them down here. They plot a Highway Robbery. Part of me wants to use the Spell Bomb to draw a card. It gets rid of Faithless Looting. Plus I have the Thraben Charm already, but Thraben Charm I might need to use as a removal spell, and I think just having the Spell Bomb to take away the potential for a Snacker, making it so Tithing Blade can always hit like a pinger, is pretty good. We're just going to swing here, and I think I'm just going to keep playing Skyfishers, though. I did get the Seat, but I don't have any blue spells right now, so it doesn't really matter to play that. They flashback Looting, discarding a Snacker and a Mountain. They're going to pass. We will swing for 6. And do I want a Glinthawk? It makes it so that they have to win or shoot one of our guys here. We do have to pick up a land, which is getting a little awkward. But yeah, I think I want to force them to use removal spells on our guys or go for a win. And I'll replay the Ancient Den just so that I have access. I'll replay the Ancient Den so I have access to the Spell Bomb draw card plus a Thraben Charm. They have a Gutter Snipe here, which is what I was expecting. I'm of course going to Thraben Charm the Gutter Snipe and just hope they don't have like 2 bolts and a Fire Blast in response. There's a Lava Dart, flashback Lava Dart. There's a Fire Blast, so a Lightning Bolt would kill us. Or another Lava Dart. Or another Fire Blast, why not? That was fun. Well, we have a bunch of cards to bring in. Blue Blasts, Duress, Navigator's Compass, Fairy Macabre. Alright, we are on the play here. We have some Graveyard Hate, a Cast Down, but nothing else proactive. I don't think that's going to work. Unfortunately, we don't even have white mana there. We have Compass, which fixes colors. We have Glint Hawk, but these Mirror Enforcers, I mean, I guess we put one at the bottom, but the other one's already kind of dead for now. I don't really think this is a winning hand either. This one's okay. I think we'll keep one Compass and Duress and Glint Hawk. Play a bridge, pass. They have an Epicure. Cast down, play a Compass, and just Duress them. 2 grab the prizes for the Snacker, great, or a Fiery Temper. I mean, I'll take one of the grab the prizes. They'll cast the other, getting back the Snacker, and I'll Glint Hawk back the Compass. If I don't replay the Compass, it's really obvious I have a blue blast. If I do, though, I don't have a blast up, and if they have another, like, draw 2, it's pretty annoying. I think I'll play the Compass and hope they just, like, play out a Flame Breather. There's a Faithful Sleuthing. Probably gonna temper down the Glint Hawk and discard another Snacker. Swing for 3. Bojuka Bog is a pretty good draw. I think I will cast down this Snacker in response. We still have the blue blast for a Flame Breather. That may have been like our best draw because we needed a land and we needed some way to stop everything they had going on. So that was actually really good. They attack for 1. I mean, we're still super far behind because they have 5 cards more than we do, but it was not bad. Blood Token away another Snacker, play a Mountain, and there's the Flame Breather. Alright, we'll play a Cryogen Relic, play a Bridge, and I mean, I think we should shoot this Flame Breather. Then if they resolve like a Gutter Snipe, it's pretty bad. A Draw 2 is annoying, but it's a lot less bad if they don't have a Pinger on board. There's the Gutter Snipe. We'll take 1. Refurbished Familiar. I think we just keep this tapped, see if we can draw like a Cast Down. Glint Hawk's not bad. I mean, we'll refurb them, and then Glint Hawk, and if they kill the refurb, then I can pick up the Compass. Kind of assume this will go to the face, though. Yep, take 5. I mean, I could still pick up the Compass here. It's less value. I don't know. I'll do the refurb. That's right. Compass might keep us alive a little bit, but I feel like the value from the refurb can be more important. They just Lightning Bolt us directly. Searing Blaze, and then Fire Blast. This hand looks decent. We're against Azorius Familiars. Start with a Bridge, so we can play Cryogen next turn if I want. Might just Tithing Blade. Probably will. The life gain isn't super relevant, but it also makes it easier to Tithing Blade the next thing, which could be more relevant. Yeah, we'll cast that. Kill off the Faithful. They cycle in Ash Barrens. There's a Familiar and a Preordain. Mirror Enforcer. So we're gonna Relic. Another Enforcer. Well, next turn we get to drop all of these Enforcers. That is not a bad way to start against Familiars. Unfortunately, we're tapped out and they have a Muldrifter Ephemerate combo, looks like, which is also pretty good. Play an island, refurb. So I refurb and then I Cryogen here. Deep Analysis. They could counter the Cryogen with a Prohibit. I don't know if they would care to when I already have one down, but it would stop the Mirror Enforcers. Mistvault Bridge. I could just play the Bridge, but honestly, Deep Analysis Engrave, it kind of feels like it's not a bad time to... No, I'm going to go for the Bridge. They're already going to Ephemerate here. They're going to have so many cards. If they want a Deep Analysis, go for it. I think I'd rather save the Bojuka Bog to get rid of an Ephemerate, as well as potentially some other spells. Chancery picks up an island here. Snap an Enforcer. Our Chaomancer picks up the Ephemerate, I assume. Even if I had Bojuka Bog them, they would have still had this Ephemerate and the Snap. So this is pretty unfortunate, though. Would have loved a removal spell for the Familiar so that they could not do all of this. Into Alorian Revealed. The Raven Charm is something. Thoughtcast, Raven's Crime. Well, we'll swing with the team. Of course, we're going to be replaying these Enforcers. I could try to Thraben Charm whatever they Ephemerate. I could just Tithing Blade one of their creatures. They're all pretty decent, but they get rid of like a Muldrifter. It's not the end of the world. I could obviously right now just kill an Archaeomancer or a Familiar, in which case they can't Ephemerate that, but they could Ephemerate the Muldrifter, draw a bunch. Familiar might be the most important one here, though. I think I'm going to Raven's Crime them because I'm going to Bojuka Bog, so I might as well get rid of a card. I discard an island. I don't know. I want to kill the Familiar because it enables everything, but of course, if the Archaeomancer's around, that's pretty problematic. I guess I'm just going to kill the Archaeomancer right now, and then Bojuka Bog, and let them just draw a bunch more cards with the Muldrifter. There's a Murmuring Mystic. That's pretty good. Merchant Scroll. Yep, that finds a Snap. That's what I figured. Snaps back another Enforcer, and another Muldrifter. Okay. I would love to, like, Glint Hawk, Tithing Blade or whatever, but I just need the raw value, I think, of the Cryogen, assuming we don't get foiled here. We do. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, I'm gonna crack a Cryogen Relic, get a Skyfisher, which I can't cast. I'm gonna Raven's Crime them, make him discard another card, I guess, and just pass. Have another Archaeomancer, Ephemerate it, snap a Mirror Enforcer, another Mystic, block a Muldrifter here. I mean, they're almost out of cards, theoretically, if we can get, like, I don't know, removal for the Archaeomancer at the minimum, removal for the Mystics following that, Thoughtcast. I could pick up a Bajuka Bog with this. Don't think that really does what I need it to. Not that this really does much either. Could have played this first and then refurbed here. I think we're dead anyway. They just ephemerate a bunch, make more birds. We die. You get Duresses and Macabres. This hand is... it needs black mana, but if we get there, it's pretty good. With Cast Down, Refurb, Thoughtcast... if we just get any land, we can play a Thoughtcast. I think it's keepable. They're going to Ponder. Ancient Den. I'm not just running out of Skyfisher for no value in this matchup, at least not right now. Cycle Aloria, play a Chancery. We get the Ancient Den, so I can at least play a Thoughtcast. I cannot imagine a world where I just start like playing Glint Hawks and Skyfishers for no value, and it actually like wins us the game against Familiars. So I think we're gonna wait in case we get that black mana. I mean, when we got a discard, I guess we might as well play a Skyfisher. Pass. They have an Archaeomancer. It's back a Ponder or a Lorien for the Lorien. Well, I guess we'll just continue eating our words and playing Skyfishers anyway. I mean, I could discard like a Mirror Enforcer or a Blood Fountain. I don't think that really helps us more than just playing these at this point, I guess. They Muldrifter, discard, Thoughtcast. We'll see if that gets us anywhere. No, it does not. Swing for 4. Play a Glint Hawk, pick up a land, play the land, discard Enforcer, I guess. Probably should be a black spell because we're not going to be able to play all of these, but I feel like these are more effective than an Enforcer in this matchup. There's a Mystic. If only we had a Cast Down to kill that. Snap a Skyfisher. We'll play Cryogen, and we'll concede. Alright, this hand is obviously pretty land heavy. I was going to say if we're against a control matchup, though, with Raven's Crime and also Thoughtcast, it'll be fine. But if we're against Elves, not the best way to start, because maybe we catch something important with the Raven's Crime at some point, but maybe not. And if we just can't affect the creatures on board, it's going to be a moot entirely. Cycle of Generous Ent for Highland Forest. Not sure what they're splashing red for. I mean, Chrysalis maybe. Have 6 lands. Depending on how much mana they get next turn, they could maybe cast a bunch of spells. I'm going to take 2 of their cards from hand. Sagu Wildling and Nyxborn Hydra. Those are pretty real cards. Could just be kind of like a Gruul ramp with an Elves ramp package, I guess. There's Chrysalis and a Winding Way, which gives Masked Vandal, Finhorn Elves, Writhing Chrysalis. I guess maybe I shouldn't have gotten rid of the Vault of Whispers because it's a tap land, or because it was our untapped black source. Well, I was pretty happy with what we had them discard, but their 2-mana draw 3 is pretty tough to deal with. We could Thoughtcast here. They get to deploy a bunch of this stuff, and obviously they get to Master Vandal us, so it makes sense to not play a white land, just play another blue one, and I think we're going to Raven's Crime them, even though we're going to lose a land. We just might as well do it a couple times. Finhorn Elves and Priest of Titania, so they have Chris into Masked Vandal. There's Chris, there's Vandal, swing for 5, Bajuka Bog, to get rid of their last card, but we can actually use the mana, and they could also just bounce a land if they really wanted. We're going to Thoughtcast. Well, we get a bunch of lands, so I guess we will hit them with this, but I expect to be dead. They discard a Hydra. They have 14 damage on board, so it doesn't really matter. Elves mana base into ramp is interesting. I don't think Tithing Blade's very good. We'll just swap those for Shrivels and hope that'll be good enough. This is a slow hand too, but we have a Grim Bauble, which helps quite a bit. We're on the play. Start with a bridge. Elves. So I'm going to Bauble the Elves. Now, if they have a Masked Vandal, I could just Bajuka Bog. Yeah, I'm going to Bajuka Bog away their Llanowar Elves. This means I weaken my affinity count, but then I also increase my affinity count by not losing a creature immediately to a Masked Vandal, which maybe I wouldn't anyway. Not a creature, a land. Figured might as well preserve that. Play a Mistvault Bridge and Thoughtcast. Fumes, Raven Charm. There's a Quirion Ranger. Pick up their Forest. There's the Vandal. I will Thoughtcast here. We get a Shrivel as well. I guess next turn I can Glint Hawk, Bauble this, and then Shrivel these both away. Plus we'll see whatever else they play, if anything. For 2, and they play Timberwatch. Well, that's got to get baubled or something. More important than the Quirion Ranger, although I can still just Shrivel that if I want, which it's giving them an extra mana, so I think it probably is worth it. Like, it's giving them an extra mana until they hit land drops. but this means they can't play Chris, and if they don't hit a land, then it's going to be an extra turn till they can play a Chris. Well, they have a priest, so obviously that could have been good together, but we can still fumes this. Play an enforcer, kill the priest, swing for 2. They play a Quarian Ranger, Thoughtcast, 1 mana enforcer, then 0 mana enforcer, swing. And I could kill the Quarian Ranger because if they don't hit a land, it prevents a Chris from coming down, but I can also just kill Chris or counter it, so I think that's fun. There Chris is, cast it down, and we win that game. Let's send it back. Well, I wish we'd stop getting so many enforcers because they're not really as necessary as the rest of our deck. And Thoughtcast isn't great, but we just have a Shrivel. I feel like that's a good way to not fall behind in the early turns, not fall too far behind. There's an Elvish Mystic, Glint Hawk is good. The Winding Way and get a Fyndhorn Elves and a Masked Vandal, and we get a Cryogen. As soon as we get blue mana, we'll be in a good spot. Well, better spot. I mean, Masked Vandal's going to make things tough, assuming they can trigger it this turn. No, they lead the Stampede again. 2 Chrysalis, Generosent, and another Vandal. And I guess this allows them to discard, which will turn on the Vandal. Discard Generosent, Fyndhorn, Glint Hawk. Well, I could Shrivel this 1 Elvish Mystic, but that would prevent them from like double vandaling us, which they could if they get an extra land here. And I think that's kind of what we need to slow them down, so we're gonna do it. They cycle an Ent for a land, play Vandal. We get a Skyfisher. I guess we use our mana while we can. Pick up Ancient Den, play it, Glint Hawk, pick up, I guess the Ancient Den, because it can preserve our Glint Hawk. So this way they can only exile our Vault if they want to here. Woo. Or they could just like play a Chrysalis. Pretty good too. Play Refurb, discard a Fyndhorn Elves, Vandal, away the Vault of Whispers, and why not? Vandal away the Ancient Den. We get a Grim Bauble. They play Chris, and this one could be a 6/7, so I could not even kill it if I wanted to, so we'll take 2. Play Goldmire Bridge. I guess if we have any shot of winning this, it would have been nice to draw that last turn. Lead the Stampede, hits their 4th Masked Vandal. Why not? We got to mulligan this. I gotta be honest, the format has felt very hostile towards Esper Affinity in general, but especially recently. And it is dampening my spirits on the deck a bit. I guess I'll just keep highest upside since we're down to 5, which is our artifact spells. Voldaren Epicure, play Goldmire Bridge, Skittering Kitten, discard a Snacker, sack the Kitten to get back a Snacker, discarding a Lava Dart. When they sacrifice a creature to get back another creature, it's less bad than just about any other time when the Snacker comes back, but still. Another Epicure. You could definitely use an untapped land here. Attack for 3. Nope. We will play a Refurb. Discard a mountain. They ditch another mountain. Fiery Temper to the face. Lava Dart to the familiar. We take 4. Tap land. I guess we'll try to stabilize with 2 Glint Hawks that have to pick up lands. Swing with the Snacker. We will block. Pass the turn. Blood Fountain. So I made the wrong choice of which one to pick up here. I picked up the black one because I was hoping to top deck an untapped land and play the Cryogen Relic a turn early, but whatever. They will attack with 2 Epicures, and that's it. Expect to die pretty soon here, but don't have much else to do but play this Cryogen Relic. Pass the turn. Sylvok Lifestaff. That's crazy. I'll trade. Are they playing that to like win the mirror in the main deck? That's kind of cool, but interesting. Well, we need to find some life gain of our own, or some counter spells or something. Counter spells, nice. I could just Blood Fountain and hold up Metallic Rebuke. Is that the safest thing to do? Probably. I'm gonna have to. I only have 1 blue mana, and I want to get this Cryogen down at some point. So I think we're gonna play it and hope we hit a land. Nice. And then I can hold up Cryogen or Metallic Rebuke from now on if we don't die. They got nothing. Interesting. Well, we have a Blood Fountain, which gives us an Enforcer. We have Thoughtcast. Now we can swing for 2. We can hold up Rebuke. Pass the turn. Actually, we didn't hit a land, did we? No. In that case, I'm going to discard this Tithing Blade. I'm still holding up Rebuke, just in case we get a tapped land here. All right. Thraben Charm could be okay. We get a mountain and just try to Fiery Temper us. I'm gonna just counter that. But we only have 1 counter left. Bajuka Bog is not bad. For their Snacker, but it's probably not coming back anyway at the moment. Pick this up. I want to hold up Rebuke. They haven't killed us yet, so they can't have actual lightning bolts, I don't think. They could just grab the prize or whatever. All right, we're just going to bog and hold up Rebuke. They could also play like a Gutter Snipe, although I could Thraben Charm that after the fact. But if they had like a Fire Blast, it would just kill us. They pass, and we just got to survive 1 more turn. Swing for 8. Play Relic. A Skyfisher. Pick up the Relic. They're going to Fiery Temper us. Again, is that like all they've had? Bunch of Fiery Tempers. So do I counter this or do I hold it? If I hold it, they could get like another land, So, and then they could like lightning bolt and then fire blast us. I think I counter it. They've baited us and then they top deck the perfect cards, so be it. Grab the prize, discarding a fire blast. Feels like that means they have to have another fire blast. Yeah. I mean, if we'd taken it, we would have died anyway. Okay, gonna mulligan this. This hand has some stuff. I guess we'll keep. Play bridge, Epicure. I will duress, try to take a draw 2. I'll take one of them. Their hand is 3 more Epicures, a Snacker, and a Robbery. They don't even have another land here. I guess I'm gonna play a Glinthawk. I was not gonna do this, but their hand is all Epicures. They're like, they could just put a bunch of Epicures on the field and attack with them, so I'd rather just get ahead of that and start blocking. Although, yeah, they'll probably Blood Token here to try to get a land drop. I mean, I guess I could also just put like a Skyfisher down and start attacking them. It's not gonna work super long term. No, I think we just pass. Like, they're not going to miss land drops forever, and we don't have an aggressive enough hand to take advantage of that for long enough, I don't think. But obviously, the longer they miss land drops, the better. We'll just pass here. There's the Epicures. Sorry, there's one left. One still pending. There's a Refurb. Discard a Gutter Snipe, which is some value off of the Skyfisher. And I can attack with this. I could have left up a Metallic Rebuke, which, when they probably draw a land here and then Robbery, it would probably be worth it. But they bolt the Skyfisher. Okay, fair enough. They get in for 3 here. Glinthawk's pretty good, though. We make them discard another card. Get in for 2. They discard a Robbery. I'll Glinthawk back the Refurb again. See if they just want to keep bolting down our birds. No, they find the mountain. No attacks. So Refurb could mean they have a Fiery Temper. I think that's fine. This lets me keep up Rebuke. If they Fiery Temper the Refurb, I could Rebuke it, but probably won't. If they go face, I can Thought Scour, which means which means unless I get an untapped land, I don't have a Rebuke up. But I guess I could Glinthawk into Duress now. That's not bad. If they have any spells to get. Lightning Bolt to the face. We get a Grab the Prize. That's not bad. Swing for 4. They discard their last Epicure. That's a betrayal of the highest caliber. Get back 2 Snackers. I'll probably have to cast those down. They attack. We're gonna block. Take 1. I could attack them for 6, and then they hit us for 3 back because I cast 1 down. Then I die to a bolt plus something else. I guess I hit for 4. So I block here. I cast this down. I go to 6, and I die to a bolt plus a Fire Blast. Or I block here, and I just take the rest, and I hold up Rebuke. Maybe. Gutter Snipe. If they have a Fire Blast, I die anyway, so I'd rather just let that resolve. And I mean, unless I get a land, I gotta just cast this down. If they have Fire Blast in response, so be it. Which, of course, they will, because why would they not? Alright, we're gonna keep this hand. See if we can win 1 match this league. This is not the type of league I would love to post, but it's getting posted regardless. Ego be damned. Alright, we'll start with the Mistfall Bridge. They ponder, so mono blue, Terror potentially. Another ponder. Bajuga Bog. Okay, so Demir. Terror still, potentially. We could just play a Refurb here. The next turn I could bridge, Thoughtcast. Yeah, I think we go for the Refurb. If they are Terror, we have a lot of nice removal. Tithing Blade cast down. Grim Bauble could hit something relevant. Ooh, Thorn makes me think more fairies, but Ponder is less common. 2 Ponders and you didn't hit your next land drop? That's unfortunate. Seat's not bad, so I can do that, and then I can Thoughtcast. And I can Thoughtcast again. Then we'd have to discard. If they have a Spell Stutter Sprite, I'm not that worried about it. I'm fine with the trade, or if they flash it in to get a Ninja, then I can cast it down at the end step. Or if there's nothing, that's great too. Looks to be a bit rough for them over there. We will Thoughtcast. Bunch of lands. Swing for 2. And just pass the turn. Discard a bridge. Well, I guess we're doing a good job of winning right now. Discard a Snuff Out. Snuff Out doesn't hit Refurb, and also it's not free unless you have a Swamp, which they currently don't. I'll play a Mirror Enforcer. Speed up the clock a little. Cast down. I mean, I think I'm fine countering this. If they have another cast down, that's fine. If not, this is just a nice way to get them quickly, and they concede right there. So, rough start for them. Some sort of Dimir control deck. I think Duress is probably a sure bet. Grim Bauble may or may not be good if they're fairies, but we don't know that for sure. Same with Tithing Blade, just because they're Like, if they're terror, these are coming right back in, but we just don't know exactly yet. Alright, this hand is pretty medium, but duress is good, so it's all you need, apparently, in my mind. I think I might lead with the duress from the vault instead of playing the bridge. The reason is mostly because I'm still not sure if it's fairies, and if it is, I don't want to duress on turn 2 where they could easily spell stutter it. Spell pierce is totally fine, but if they got the spell stutter off, I would appreciate that less, as they'd be getting a 2-for-1. They go for a ponder here and a delver of secrets. Okay, blood fountain's not a bad draw because that makes these thought casts single mana, and delver, it's probably gonna flip. Yeah, if it didn't and I get a land, maybe I could fumes it, but Lorien Revealed's gonna find blue-black, swing for 3. Goldmire Bridge is decent, hoping this Thoughtcast does not get spell pierced, and it doesn't, although 2 Cryogens is a little overkill. We will pass here. Take 3, bridge. Here's a Cryogen, Steel Sabotage. I think I'm just gonna play the Hawk. We have a lot of value. I don't specifically need to be picking up a relic, but if this can block an aberration or just eat a counterspell, like, might as well, I think. Then again, there probably are terrors coming, so I guess filling their graveyard might not be the best thing ever. Seething Landscape, we're gonna take 3 here. No terror is nice. Go for a Thoughtcast and Cryogen Relic. Another Steel Sabotage. We only have 1 creature in our graveyard. Okay, well, we should wait until their upkeep. I am going to exile their graveyard. They might not be playing terrors, but I think it's a reasonable bet to assume they will be. And this is just like Dimir, Delver / Terror. And they didn't have one last time, but if they get a terror, it's kind of bad. Whereas if it's just this aberration, I can probably deal with it, because we have a good amount of card draw. I do have the Blood Fountain on the Glint Hawk, worst case. Well, Mystic's pretty good. That is a nice alternative to a terror. Cast Down's a good draw. Gonna just ditch a Seed of the Synod here. See if we get anything else. Skyfisher. Alright, I'm just gonna cast down. Hope they don't have Dispel or something. Perfect. Then Skyfisher to block here. And I was gonna pick this up, but if they have a Steel Sabotage, another one, or an Annul, it's really bad to recast this. I think I just pick up a land, actually. Because I can recast to get a little more value, but if they counter it, it's pretty bad. Whereas if they don't, if they can't, then I can block here and we can get a nice 2-for-1, bring both of their bouncers back, and then we're in a good spot. Hard cast a Snuff Out. Sure. We'll take 3. Well, I would have loved like a refurb there, but I can buy these 2 back, then play a Skyfisher, and next turn play, if this gets killed or whatever, play a Glint Hawk plus a Rebuke backup. Maybe that'll keep us alive. Extract Confession kills the Skyfisher. There's a refurb. That's what we needed. Make them discard their card. It's a Bajuka Bog. Okay. They must have gotten that after. That must have just been their draw, I assume. Pick this up. We get an extra draw. Play a seat. I have Rebuke up for anything big. We can maybe turn the corner here. And I don't think Fumes is doing us any good at the moment, or probably for the rest of the game, so let's just get rid of it. Play Cryogen, Mirror Enforcer. I think we hold these both back, because if I attack with one, and then they get like a cast down, kill this, and then Rebuke doesn't counter the cast down, then I just die, which I'd rather not. They're going to crack the Landscape. They play a land. I am going to just crack this Relic, because there's not going to be anything tapped that probably matters, and I already have something else to pick up, so cast down is pretty good. I'll wait till our turn, and then, ooh, Glint Hawk. So let's Glint Hawk, refurb, take their cards that we can make sure the cast down goes through. We lose a little bit of damage by doing it this way, but I think it's better to be safe if they have to counter this, and then I get the cast down off. It's just an island, that's fine. Cast down and swing for 6. They pass the turn to us. We get another cast down, swing for 10. They cast down the Mirror Enforcer. Alright. Well, that gives them an extra turn, but I still think we're in a pretty good spot. And I've been dying to get that 1/4 all day. Glint Hawk. Swing for 6. And I guess we'll play Glint Hawk. It's possible that if they have like an Arms of Hadar, this is walking into it, but also if they have an Arms of Hadar, I can just Metallic Rebuke it, and we should be fine. Or they counter this, and that's fine. Either way, they discard an Unexpected Fangs, and we'll see if they have anything at all. And there's a Talarian Terror, as we anticipated. And we get a glorious 1/4. Well, I don't really know exactly what needs to be changed. I have this exact list in Pauper, and I always do pretty well with it, but of course, that's when I'm not playing against MTGO grinders who are always playing the most optimized decks at all times. This deck loses to Elves, as we saw. It often loses to Mono Red Madness. I previously had not bad luck against Mono Red Madness, but today did not have the best luck, so I've tested some other things. We don't have any life gain in the main deck, so I've tested Reckoner's Bargains and some other cards. There's a lot of other stuff we could test. The deck always feels really tight. I'll definitely be messing around with it because for it to be an actually competitive deck, it might need a little bit of an overhaul, which is a bit of a bummer, but that's okay. In any case, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my supporters, including my $10 and up monthly supporters. If you want to support me on a monthly basis, go ahead and check out my Metafy link down below. Thanks to my current supporters, including Howard Granger, Rafa Rodriguez, JDNPX, Adam Cadmon, Apple Beta Pie, Halcaz, Cody Cowell, and Sty. I really appreciate the support, and I'll see you all next time.